We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Izuku, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back at you with another new part of What If Izuku Had Monsuno. This is part 3. And I'm probably going to stop this series for here so I can work on another new series to get my revenue back up. Like I said, I'll still be reposting all my old stuff on that of the channel. But I'm focusing more on a lot of new stuff so I can get my revenue back up in a more stable position, because it's kind of ridiculous on how YouTube screwed me over. But at any rate, let's go with that of a quick recap. In the last part, we went through that of at least a 2-month time skip with Izuku and him having that of his new Monsuno partner, Locke, basically destroying that of that of Dagobah Beach's illegal landfill area, with, surprisingly, Mei Hatsune actually becoming friends with Izuku early on. Mainly because not only he saved her during that little attack with that of the 4 villains on his way back home and him spinning out Locke for the first time, they also live in somewhat the same area after all. As where he plans on applying for UA to become a hero, she's applying for UA to become that of a support inventor instead, with the two being partners and friends as well. Well, at least Izuku sees her as a friend. He can't really say for Mei's sake. Not only that, he knows the truth about his father's, research, really, behind all of his other doctorates. That he's a scientist studying Monsuno essence. Not only that, he even kept the secret about Izuku actually having a quirk that's able to manipulate Monsuno essence, wanting to keep him safe and somewhat give him a normal, childhood, even though that decision kinda ruined that of Izuku's childhood. But of course, Izuku forgives his father for his decision. Now with that of with 4 other Monsuno cores, still finding those people that he believes that he can trust with them, hopefully, in the future while he's preparing for the UA entrance exam. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Months have now gone by. Izuku has finally have that of a strong connection with that of Locke, not only as that of, Monsuno and Controller, but as partners, friends, comrades. Not only that, his dad, Hisashi, already has sent him at least that of several other Monsuno essences to use for that of his core, to use that for that of the blank cores that are already loaded to be able to be spin out. Unfortunately, he was only able to give him at least that of 3 other Monsuno essences. One of them holds that of 2 Monsunos that are very close, near and dear to that of his father, actually. The other one is just some spare Monsuno essence he could give to that of Izuku, just for safekeeping and to keep safe after all. Which means Izuku's arsenal for Monsuno has grown even more. These Monsunos that his father gave him are known as Evo, a flying bird-like Monsuno that looks like a mix of a pterodactyl, a vulture, and possibly with that of multiple crystallized sapphire stones on its body, with 4 wings. When it comes to Evo, he can fly pretty damn fast for something that looks like it shouldn't be able to fly that good. Because of this, let's just say a few pros that heard something going that was going at least out of Mach 2 speeds was hard to, hide. He was more surprised that All Might didn't show up after all. But given that about his certain little time limit, it kind of makes sense, to be honest. As for the other Monsunos, one being that of Deep Six, a beast like Monsuno that actually looks like a mix of a tiger shark and that of a honey badger actually, which is very weird. What you would think of a weird combination, but now you think about it, it's kind of a terrifying combination when you say it out loud. Even with that terrifying combination of 2 dangerous animal species mixed together, Deep Six is more of a focuses more on recon, sensitivity, and also being able to manipulate Monsuno essence. Anything that as that of an attack or basically that can deal damage to Deep Six, he's able to reflect it right back at his opponents and enemies, making him more of a useful Monsuno fighting against other Monsunos. Hopefully, Izuku doesn't have to deal with that. Hopefully. And the last one is basically that of Nightstone, as he nicknamed it actually. Nightstone is basically like that of a mix of a leopard and somewhat of a cheetah, Monsuno. That also seems to have that of close to fox-like features too, as his body is basically completely coated in black with only a bit of blue fur, with that of blue gemstones as well. Nightstone is quite fast and quick and agile actually. He doesn't really pack a punch, but he's pretty quick enough to, keep enemies at bay and also do powerful hit and run attacks, making him more useful for that of mobility, transport, and basically getting Izuku out of dodge situations pretty quickly, like that of Evo. He's not as fast as Evo, only able to reach that of Mach 2, to be honest, which is his fastest top speed actually, but still fast enough to be able to outrun those with that of super speed quirks if need be. Not only that, his father gave him that of another present too. More as a, early present when he gets into UA, knowing that his son will, it being that of a somewhat gun-like device actually, as Hisashi calls it, a launcher, it able to accelerate and spin a Monsuno core a lot more faster than just launching it out by hand actually. Hisashi basically brought up the fact that the faster a Monsuno core is when it spins, the more powerful the Monsuno essence within the Monsuno grows. So if he used the launcher on somebody like Locke or maybe even Dark Deep Six and even Nightstone and possibly Evo, they would grow even stronger in combat, making them a lot more powerful, which makes Izuku think that it's more of a last resort when he needs to bring out a more powerful Monsuno after all. But just in case. So, and with all that, with all 4 of his Monsunos, he was able to finally clean the beach at Dagobah. Seeing his hard work early in the morning, Izuku couldn't help but smile, saying, "This was really worth it. And with the help of you guys, I was able to be able to make it to that of the UA entrance exam. And since the exam doesn't start at least until, 2 hours, so it's enough time to head back home and then get ready for the exam. Hopefully mom isn't too worried." As within bringing out his core saying, "Locke, return!" As just as before, Locke turns into the mote of lights, returning back to his spin core. Within, as his feeling the drawback once again and putting his core back into his pockets, as he basically got that of a holster to keep up with that of his, Monsuno cores, and to launch out whenever he needs to. With Izuku basically walking away, little did he know, he was walking right past that of a somewhat beat up pickup truck that was heading straight for Dagobah Beach, as he's heading to that of the bus stop. However, little did he know, the person driving in that pickup truck was two passengers. The driver being All Might, and the passenger being that of a pretty muscular blonde-haired boy with that of a cartoonish face. With then All Might on that of the driver's side being on the right, because again, this is Japan after all. Driver's seat is on the right, as he soon looks at his rearview mirror, looking back at Izuku. Within, he's completely confused, wondering, have I met that young man before? I feel like I have. With then, soon, the young man that's basically sitting in the passenger seat on his left, within saying, All Might, you okay? Saying, oh, I'm fine, young Togata. It's just that the boy that was walking, he looks familiar, that's all. Saying, maybe you've met him. After all, there are a lot of people who are fans of you here in Japan. Within saying, I guess you're right. It's just that I feel like I've seen him recently before. It's probably not important if it's not coming to me directly. Let's just focus on within All Might looking at Dagobah Beach, seeing that all the remaining trash that they were basically putting away and getting rid of has now completely and utterly gone, almost like it never existed. Within, even that of the young man named Togata, or rather Mirio Togata, could help but say, whoa, well, you don't see that every day. I knew somebody was basically, getting rid of the trash, but to the point that all the trash is now completely gone? Now that's something. With All Might basically getting out of the truck and looking around at the once junk beach, now prestige and clean, could help but say, this is insane. This is absolutely crazy. I didn't think anybody but us were within. Hearing that of multiple rumors saying that they've been hearing that of strange monsters and roaring, basically, going off everywhere in this area. Within, soon, him thinking, it can't be. Can it? But can somebody have used that of Quirk's animals to clean this place? If that's so, then that's basically completely illegal. Quirk animals had to be taken care of and looked after entirely. So of course, within soon, Mirio saying, hey, All Might, you okay? Saying, yeah, I'm fine, young Togata. It's just that, to think that somebody was able to clean the entirety of this beach, I'm just surprised, that's all. With then, Mirio saying, well, I guess that I can just do my training the old-fashioned way. After all, I've still gotten used to one for all, so no point of basically, me doing anything too crazy and strenuous, right? Within, All Might saying, I guess you're right. Let's go, young Togata. As All Might and Mirio begin to leave Dagobah Beach, within, All Might internally thinking, was that young man the one that cleaned up the beach? Maybe. Just maybe. Hopefully I'll be able to see him again. Whoever he was. With Izuku basically looking over that of his Monsuno, with his dad was able to give him that of a, programming for that of for both his phone and also his computer as well, which allow him to basically look through that of his Monsunos. Sure, he's able to understand how they feel, how they act, what they say and speak, due to his quirk, of course. But nothing wrong with getting that of a second-hand opinion when basically looking over that of Locke and the others. He wants to make sure that they're all tip-top shape before the UA entrance exam. Going over each and every one of them, it looks like they're ready to go. But then, Izuku can help but smirk and smile, saying, alright then let's do this. as he clips on that of Locke, Nightstone, and Evo, deciding to leave Deep Six at home instead. With then he goes to that of the front door, with then saying, "I'm off, Mom. Taking on the entrance exam." With then Inko hearing this, she soon frantically goes out of the kitchen a little bit before then saying, "Be careful, Izuku," looking at her son in front of the door, with then saying, "And please be careful. I don't want you getting hurt, okay?" Within, Izuku couldn't help but smile, saying, "Promise." Within, thinking, probably after this exam, I need to tell her the truth. Especially with not just my quirk, but also with about Dad as well. If anything, out of everybody, she deserves to know just as much as me. As Izuku leaves his apartment, within walking downstairs, within walking to that of the train station, heading to that of UA High, within looking through that of his phone, he soon sees that of a notification on the news. As then, while on the train and listening to his phone on that of the newscast, saying, in recent news, former independent labs, Cortec Labs, run by that of independent scientists all across the world that normally study that of extinct and also prehistoric animals, hoping a way to clone or basically bring such species back to life, has now gone completely under. Many scientists have been relocated or have gone to take up different jobs as well. The head scientist of this once great company, Hisashi Midoriya, has now gone missing since the company has reached bankruptcy, hoping that the scientists and those who worked with him are able to find better jobs. Within hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but sigh, saying, "So it's begun." And Dad already transferred almost all of the bank accounts that he had while basically running Cortec Industries back to Mom. So anything that's evolved around him and Cortec is now in her account. Oh boy, wonder how she's gonna react when all of that money basically just shows up one day. Dad really was prepared for everything to basically go crumbling down and made contingency plans among contingency plans to not just for himself, but also for us. You're the best, Dad. I really did appreciate it. With Izuku basically couldn't help but smile, thinking that he has the best dad in the world. With the train finally stopping, and everybody now leaving, with only a select people staying, with Izuku leaving leaving the train, and then heading downstairs, seeing that of the massive H-shaped school in the distant mountain range, this being UA High, the school of his dreams and what he aims to be going straight for. With his phone in his pocket, his cores by his side, and also his hands on the straps of his bag, he having that of a determined look, saying, "All right, I can do this. I got my cores. I got my Monsuno, and I'm ready. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going to." As Izuku is about to take that first step, you soon hear saying, "The hell you think you're doing here, Deku?" With then realizing, crap, I totally forgot. As the person yelling at him being that of we all know who, our favorite asshole before he actually got some real development, Katsuki Bakugo. And still to this day, Izuku's number one tormentor, as he basically looks unlividly pissed. But then Izuku saying, "Hey, Kachan, you see, the reason I'm..." But then, without warning, he basically grabs him by the collar of his uniform and then slams him to that of a nearby wall, with as many people not wanting to get involved in this as they basically just continue walking. Even some students that planned on heading to UA saw this too and basically just, walking by as well, not wanting to get involved too, thinking that a hero will show up. However, they're trying to become heroes, yet they're not doing anything to stop something like this happening in the plain opening. Hypocrisy at its finest. with Bakugo getting up close and that of Izuku's face saying, I told you what would happen if you ever showed your damn face at the entrance exam here, you damn shitty ass nerd. With then Izuku saying, I know, gotcha, and I know what you said, With then saying, then why the hell did you show up? You knew what was gonna happen to you, you worthless nerd. With then saying, With then Bakugo saying, even so now you're gonna have to get what you deserve. I'm going to basically beat you in an inch of your life and then make sure that you don't even get anywhere near this damn exam. As explosions begin to pop in that of Bakugo's right palm. Within soon, Izuku basically flinching. However, unaware to that of Izuku, he's subconsciously going for one of his cores. Within soon, so by saying, the hell do you think you're doing, you brat? Are you trying? It seems like you're trying to become a villain in the making. Within soon, hearing that, Bakugo can help but growl and saying, what kind of bitch has the nerve to? Within, noticing that, of a certain familiar female pro, wearing a skin-type jumpsuit that shows quite a bit of her curves, as the lower part of her costume having that of teal outlining, with that of the upper half being that of blue, as she wearing that of gloves and also having that of a diamond-shaped mask with that of horns. We all know and we all love her, and some of us love to hate her too. This is Mount Lady, as she's saying, seriously, I go on patrols around here once, and this is the very thing I get? A brat trying to bully another kid? Within saying, Turr. Within soon letting go of Izuku, saying, even if you do show up at the entrance exam, no way in hell you're gonna be making it, you worthless, quirkless bastard. Next time, if I see you even in the entrance exam, you're done. Got it. Within soon, walking past that of Mount Lady, giving her a death glare as well. Within, she couldn't help but feel a little bit of a shudder down her spine a bit, only for a second before it just basically fades, saying, go on, kid, seriously. How can somebody, if you're gonna act like that, how the hell you're gonna become a pro? With then soon rolling her eyes, as then saying, watch me, you damn hag! With then saying, who the hell are you calling a hag? I'm 23, I'll let you know, you damn brat! With then soon, she couldn't help but huff in that of annoyance. With then soon, looking back at Izuku saying, wait, have I seen you before somewhere? With then saying, well, I think so. February, does the incident happening on a highway during that of, August remind you of anything? But then she's saying, that's the day that I had to where when I was supposed to team up with that of Best Genius would have really elevated my career working with a top 10 pro. And then there was this giant polar bear that was within looking back saying, holy crap, that was you. Oh man, I totally forgot about you. Given how plain looking you look. Within soon, Izuku saying, yeah, I get that a lot actually. Within, blinking multiple times, saying, I wasn't really getting a good look at you, so I just thought you looked plain, but now, for a kid, you're pretty cute. Within, Izuku blushes, saying, get cute? Saying, whatever. At any rate, you're going for the UA exam, so get going. And if a brat like him basically causes any trouble to you again, just make sure to call me. I mean, I'll be on patrol around here for at least a good 5 hours, actually. Within saying, I see, but isn't your, agency here in town, but mainly in the downtown area? Not here. I mean, UA is still here in Masafu, but it's far out. So, saying, trying to get a better feel of this place. I'm not really a native of Masafu. Within, she's sighing, saying, I originally wanted to go to Tokyo, but due to my size, it wouldn't work, so they had to basically put me here. Within, soon she can open the saying, and I worked my ass off to get my agency, and yet I had to be here. Sure, maybe the city where UA is located, but even so, not really a lot of crime when you're basically at a hero school. Within, she couldn't help but huffing. Within, soon, Izuku can help but say, don't worry, Mount Lady. Knowing you'll be able to make it big one day. I mean, you got an amazing quirk. You're already starting to become quite popular in the rankings, pretty higher and higher lately. And I think you're amazing. With Vin saying, yeah, I know you're just saying that, kid. Trust me, I know. With Vin soon, she's saying, but just be careful, all right? Especially with a quirk like yours. With Vin, she basically walking off. With Vin saying, and good luck with the entrance exam. You're gonna need it if you're going to UA. With Vin, Izuku basically walking off. But still can up and say, holy crap, I talked to that of another girl. And it was an older woman and a pro at that. Oh my god. With then thinking, is my luck basically turning for the best now? Since I've learned about my quirk and I've gained luck in the others? Maybe so. Hopefully. As Izuku having that of a big bright smile of confidence and excitement. As he couldn't help but run towards UA with a pep in his step. Within, soon, Mount Lady couldn't help but look back before then saying, don't know why, but I feel like I'm gonna meet that kid again. Well, probably. Anyway, still gotta keep on this damn patrol around here. As Mount Lady, aka U, continues walking around, Izuku finally arrives at UA with no, negative repercussions whatsoever. He didn't basically trip over a crack or basically causing that of Uraraka to use her quirk on him so he didn't fall. So they didn't have their early interactions just yet. But that aside, with Izuku preparing for that of the written exam, as the person giving out that of the test papers being that of the duplication hero, Ectoplasm, who is a teacher of UA as well, as he gives them a packet and the information about that of the, test, that they'll have at least that of, 38 hours to at least be able to finish it. If not, then whatever they have done will have to be turned in to make sure that they make it in time for that of the practical exam. Hearing that, Izuku was not too worried about that of the written exam. I mean, he's considered a nerd for a reason, but ironically, he's not one of the best, students at that of Aldera. Unfortunately, that goes to that of Bakugo, who basically studies really hard to basically prove that he is the best after all, always having to get that of the top score, no matter what, and no matter who gets in his way. So because of that, Izuku is always behind Bakugo, as again, he still looks up to him, but there are moments when he doesn't want to be anywhere near him as well. Not only that, the guy just makes him so angry from time to time, where Izuku just wants to be a decent human being. Bakugo, on the other hand, sees like he is the only person in the world that should exist, while everybody else that exists is nothing but an intruder, or basically shouldn't exist to begin with. Izuku has always thought about this of Bakugo. He has this admiration about him, but he also has this deep-seated hatred for him as well. And he can't explain why. And the reason that he started feeling like this is ever since he had that of Locke's core, actually. And not only that, using all the other Monsunos as well. Part of Izuku thinks this may has to do with that of his quirk, but another part of him thinks that he's overreacting and that he's just being stressed out due to that of the entrance exam after all, which he needs to focus and making sure that he didn't screw over his test. He double checks everything to see if everything's all right and he didn't do anything wrong with each of the exam pieces from that of Japanese to math to English to writing to science and everything else as well. With that, it only took Izuku at least an hour and 30 minutes to finish, which soon Ectoplasm tells him about that of where to go to the auditorium hall, seeing that of select that of many people, but then giving him a cue card and the location on where he's going to be sitting in the hall, with then seeing where he's supposed to take place. He soon noticed that he's right next to Bakugo, with making that of Izuku nervous quite a bit, being right next to his former best friend, now turned tormentor, with Bakugo basically getting annoyed being even right next to Izuku at all. As the auditorium hall begins to fill up more and more, with then soon everything begins to go dark. Within, multiple stage lights begin to point at that of the podium, as then coming up from that of lift from that of the stage, sees that of a man wearing that of a leathered black jacket, leather black pants, combat boots, with that of one large speaker around his neck, with that of slick back spiked up hair and orange aviator sunglasses, as this being the voice hero, Present Mike. With then soon the voice hero saying, "Yo, yo, yo, hey there, my young listeners. I hope you're ready for the entrance exam. Come on, give me a shout if you're hype. Let me hear it." With then, the entire audio hall is still quite quiet, except for Izuku, who's basically whispering to himself, but barely anybody could hear him except Bakugo on the other hand, which anything that involves Izuku annoys the hell out of him. Within soon, President Mike sang, "Alright, keeping it mellow, I getcha. Well, letting you all know that all you in this auditorium hall are taking part in that of the Hero Course entrance exam. Just to let you know, since you all aren't the only ones taking that of a practical exam, those of the support course are also taking an exam as well. So in case you hear any bit of explosions, and possibly in the few halls down, then you have nothing to worry about. No villain attack whatsoever. Hopefully." As President Mike says that, optimistically, within a few actually started to react, hoping that a villain attack doesn't attack UA after all. With then soon, Izuku saying, that makes sense. Within, internally thinking, I hope Hatsune is able to make it in. I mean, I know she will. She's so gifted and talented at being a support inventor. If anyone who can make it, it's her. Within, President Mike continues saying, "As for your entrance exam, you will all be facing against villains." After hearing that, a few people couldn't help but gasp, while some are basically worried and somewhat a little bit scared, within saying, "But don't worry, they're not actual villains. They're basically robot villains." After saying, within soon, a monitor above him begins to glow dark, within soon showing that of multiple combat zones, ranging from A, B, and C, within saying, "You see on that of your little, entrance sheet that you had to take when you got in here? On that little card, it will be showing you on that of your battle zone and where you'll be taking place. Once you take place, it's all for one. It's basically every man, woman for themselves." Within hearing this, Bakugo can help but scoff, saying, "I get it. Everybody has in different zones." Within soon, looking at Izuku's, which is different from his, saying, "Makes sense. Those from the same school wouldn't be able to work with each other to make sure that we don't work with our friends or fellow classmates." Within soon, Izuku looking at that of Bakugo's card, within saying, "Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense." Within, Bakugo getting annoyed, saying, keep your eyes off my damn card, you stupid nerd." Within, Izuku saying, sorry, Kachan." Within saying, "But you were looking at my card first." Within saying, "Also, letting you know now, if any of you attack that of your fellow participants to still take points, then that's a big no-no. You'll be removed from the practical exam as a whole, and whatever points you already have will be what you get. No retries, no do-overs." Within, Bakugo couldn't help but click his tongue, saying, "Damn it, first I can't crush you. Now I can't even basically knock these extras down a peg. Ugh, what a pain." Within, soon, Izuku couldn't help but get annoyed, saying, "You're supposed to be a hero. You're not supposed to hurt your allies in combat." I know it's every man, woman for themselves, but still, we're all trying to strive for become heroes. Within soon, a tall young man without a blue hair and wearing glasses can help but stand up and raise his hand saying, I have a question. Within soon, President Mike saying, caller, hit me. Within soon, the tall young man saying, you say that we'll be facing against that of robots, but you haven't said exactly what these robots are. It seems on this practice sheet that there's only that of 4 robots, but one of them hasn't been explained yet, or basically talked about. If this is some kind of error on for as prestigious school as UA, then we are expected to have better. We as future heroes need all the information. Within soon, pointing at that of Izuku saying, and you have been muttering this entire time. If you cannot take this presentation seriously, then you should leave now. Within soon, Izuku could help but sputter a bit, say, what? But I... Within, getting annoyed at this, basically clenching his fist on that of the table, on that of the desk. As he's about to speak up, within soon, President Mike saying, now, listener, as for that of your answer, young caller, I was just about to get to that of the villains. Within soon, switching over, within saying, you see, the villains you'll be facing against range from that of 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. And the 4th robot, it's basically an obstacle. It's worth 0 points. Think of it as a villain so powerful that it's best to just ignore them and focus on that of the small fry. I mean, you can bring it down if you want, but there wouldn't be any point to it. As President Mike says this, however, if you could hear closely in his tone, there's a double meaning. However, it seems nobody got it, though. After finishing, the young man from before, with the glasses, bowed his head, saying, thank you, sir. That's all I needed to know, as he sits back down. Within suit, saying, well then, that's everything I needed to explain for you all. As for what's left, let me give you a few words from my alma mater here. As President Mike clears his throat, saying, from the words of the great Napoleon Bonaparte, a true hero basically faces against all adversities and overcomes them all, which is exactly what UA's goes for as well. We go plus ultra! As President Mike shouts this out, as soon everybody is still quiet. However, there were a select few that basically wanted to scream plus ultra as well, because it's the motto of UA. And after that, Izuku feels at least a little bit hyped for himself. With now not having that of Bakugo in his path, he now believes that he may have a chance. No, that he does have a chance to get into UA. As soon he leaves out of the auditorium hall, heads to that of the changing room, gets into that of a green tracksuit, with that of his core still by his side. With then soon getting on that of the bus, heading to that of his designated zone. Within getting into that of one of the seats. Within looking outside and wondering what he's going to prepare for and what he needs to prepare for. Making it to that of his battle zone. Within soon seeing that of one large massive gate, as the gate basically consumes an entire city urban area, with Izuku completely and utterly shocked and surprised, saying, whoa, to think that UA has the kind of money for stuff like this. With then looking around, seeing that of his fellow participants, with then some seeing like they're preparing and getting ready, some wearing that of track clothes, some wearing that of gym uniforms, while some looking like they just came into that of their, school uniforms, and even some crazy enough to basically wear that of homemade hero costumes. Thinking to himself, can't blame them. Some people needed to, anthem up and get cheered, and some were probably rushing here as well. Luckily, I wasn't one of them. With then soon looking around, noticing all of his participants, some of them are getting excited, some not so, are pretty nervous, while some seem like they're not even fazed by the exam at all. As Izuku, on the other hand, as he can feel his chest beating almost out of his heart, as he couldn't help but clench, but then soon calming himself down, saying, I got this. I'm not alone. I'm far from alone. As he soon grabs onto that of Locke's core crystal, as he can feel the emotions of Locke, wanting to comfort that of his controller, wanting to make sure that Izuku is not here alone, that he is here with him. Within thinking, thank you, Locke. If I could let you out, I know that you would do your best to comfort me as much as you can. But right now, I need to do this. I need to be brave and ready. Within thinking, first time I spun you out, it was a complete and total accident. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing back then. But now I'm ready. And now I understand what I need to do. Within soon, the gates to that of the battle zone city began to open up. Within soon, Izuku began to realize that it's about to begin. When soon, President Mike screams out, "What are you all just standing there for? There's no countdown to that of a battlefield. You gotta go now!" Within soon, after hearing that, everybody begins to rush off. Within soon, Izuku doing the same. However, he soon stops as soon as he enters inside of the zone. Within saying, I need to make it there quick, and I need to take out those robots without even breaking a sweat. So there's only one Monsuno I know that can do this. Within soon, bringing out that of not Locke's core, but a different one. Within, he begins to spin it out, saying, Nightstone, launch! As he spuns out the Nightstone's core, as it soon goes into that of a blurring light straight for one of the buildings, before a bright light consumes that of the core, unleashing Nightstone, as he gives off that of a hissing growl. Within saying, alright, let's do this. Within going down to that of the ground, going lower so Izuku can get on his back. Within saying, whatever robot you see, take it down. However, make sure you don't hurt any of the participants here. Okay, Nightstone? Within, Nightstone gives off that of a growl and roar. Within, going at that of blinding speeds into the city. Within, soon, seeing that of several people already destroying as many robots as they can see and find. However, little do they know, something moving past them destroys certain robots as well. Within, one participant that was about to destroy that of a 2-pointer, Nightstone basically comes in and slices it in half without even breaking a sweat, before jumping into the air and then pouncing on that of a 3-pointer, crushing it entirely. Within, soon, one of the participants come up and say, what the hell? A giant monster? Saying, what the heck is that? A quirked animal? I didn't think shouldn't that be illegal? Within, soon, Izuku couldn't help but see that of multiple robots coming straight for him. Within, multiple participants were about to take him on too. However, Izuku wanted to get those points first, hating the fact that he was going to steal them though. But even so, he needs the points more than anything, as he soon screams out, Nightstone! Fire Spear Barrage! As small as that of a large blue ball of fire comes out of that of Nightstone's mouth, before then sending it flying towards all of the robots. However, on the surface, it looks like it's only going to destroy one. However, the spear soon turns into that of multiple, begins to separate and turns into the very thing that it was known to be, actual spears. As soon all of the blue flaming-like spears destroy all of the robots, which range from that of 2 3-point robots, 3 2-point robots, and 2 1-point robots. Within, everybody's completely and utterly shocked and surprised, saying, what the heck? That thing can even shoot fire? What the heck? Who the heck? How can the teachers just allow somebody to just bring a quirked animal out here? But then, that's so unfair. He has to be disqualified. However, Izuku not really caring about their panicking or their complaining, just bothering more and more, getting as many points as he can to get into UA, as moving so quickly and so agilely that Nightstone doesn't even hit anybody given how large his size is, and focusing more and more on the villain robots. And that of the auditorium and that of the viewing monitoring room, where all the staff of UA are basically watching. Even that of the main teacher of the support course, Power Loader, who just finished up that of the support course exam. Within saying, looks like the kids these years is giving those robots a run for their money. Man, all that hard work that many of my second and third years put into work is really going down in drain. With then soon that of a woman with that of long black raven hair, wearing that of a red glasses like mask, and quite the revealing uniform. Can help but say, Majima, all that work shows that you and your students worked really hard on them. And doesn't look like that they're all going down without a fight. Looks like some people are still struggling. With then soon another one being that of a man wearing that of a gas mask and a cowboy hat, crossing his arms. Can help but say, it's only those who believe that they can just coast on at the exam with their quirk alone, even if their quirk isn't really a combat type, after all. Within soon, that of a high voice individual basically saying, of course, it only makes sense that those with that of true ingenuity to basically gain as many points as they can, from those who use that of recon, those who use that of pure power, and those who understand what the exam truly is meant to do, only gain is what is only able to reach and get into UA. With then soon the woman from before saying, but then you have people like them who have that of true power, looking at that of a monitor showing Bakugo with that enigmatic grin on his face, pure and unadulterated joy of using his quirk, not holding back anymore. With then saying, it looks like he's going on the offensive, taking as many robots as he can. Within soon, another audience member basically looking at that of the entrance exam as they having that of a somewhat space-themed uniform. Can help but say, but what about them though? It looks like there's one using a quirked animal. Within soon, everybody seeing that of Izuku on top of Nightstone destroying that of robots before moving on to the next robot very quickly, to the point that it almost looks like that the cameras weren't even able to pick them up at all. Within soon, that of the high pitched voice couldn't help but say, oh my, now that's something you don't see every day. You would never expect a quirked animal to actually be in that of an entrance exam. Or possibly that is his quirk. Within soon, another one couldn't help but say, impossible. No way that's capable of happening. We've never seen anybody that had the ability to control quirked animals. Animals in general, yes, but quirked ones? Within soon, a certain familiar blonde-haired, skeleton-looked figure wearing that of a pretty tacky-ass, yellow suit can help but say, wait a minute, that's the young man from before. And now that I get a better look at him, within realizing he's the young man from that I left on that rooftop. The same boy that asked if it was possible for a quirkless person like him to become a hero. But how? How is he? Within soon, All Might couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter shock and horror, saying, no, it can't be. Can't? Could the young man have been lying? No, the way that he was talking and speaking, it basically shows that he was completely quirkless. He was desperate for that validation entirely. I understood more than anything. I understood that look more than anybody. And yet, he has a quirk now. Could have been. It couldn't be. Within, All Might unaware of what his colleagues are even speaking. However, President Mike, that actually just showed up, and couldn't help but say, I'm back. So, what did I... Within, soon, seeing that on the monitor, being Izuku, saying, wait, no way in hell. That can't be. Within, going over to one of his colleagues, as he's wearing that of a black jumpsuit with messy long black hair and 5 o'clock shadow, crossing his arms, saying, hey, Shota, you're seeing this too, saying, yes, I am. So, are we gonna just basically gloss over the fact that somebody is using a Monsuno in this entrance exam? Within, the man known as Shota, or rather, Aizawa, on the other hand, couldn't help but say, no, we're not. We're not going to gloss over the fact that somebody is using a Monsuno in this entrance exam. The best part that we could understand this more is wait until the entrance exam is over and wonder on how the heck did they have that of a Cortec Industries Cortec core. We also need to get in fact with that of Hasashi. It's bad enough that his main lab has basically been shut down, and most likely he's already on the run, possibly already gotten involved in one of his other sub-labs by the time now. We need to use one of the hidden numbers he gave us to make sure that none of his cores have gone missing. Within, saying, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think I just overreacted, after all. Doesn't help that all the guy's hard work has basically just gone down the drain, all because of Storm and the United Government too. Within saying, you're telling me, as Aizawa continues to look at that of Izuku and Nightstone, within getting a better look at that of Izuku, saying, why do I feel like I've seen that kid before? Then soon realizing that his co-workers have already sent out the 0-pointers for the exam, within wondering, let's see if his Monsuno are able to handle the 0-pointers, or rather, will he be more rational and basically avoid them entirely? Who could say? Then soon, Izuku taking in Nightstone destroy another robot as it being a 2-pointer again, as Nightstone destroys it with his tail, saying, nice work, Nightstone. Then soon, Izuku begins to feel that of rumbling alongside Nightstone, as Nightstone's hairs on his back begins to stand up, saying, yeah, I feel that too, Nightstone. Something's coming. Within remembering the 0-pointer, the robot that's supposed to be an obstacle, saying, wait, Person Mike never specify how big it was. All he said that it was an obstacle, and that's it. Within soon, he began to feel like that of something blocking out the sky, as both him and Nightstone look up. Surprisingly, even the Monsuno couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter shock on their faces, given how big the 0-pointer is, as it's big enough to basically dwarf over the buildings in that of the false city. Within, many of the participants taking the exam could help but scream and run away in that of fear. Within, soon, Izuku couldn't help but feel that of the rumbling from the 0-pointers as well, saying, yeah, we better get out of here, Nightstone. But, folk, we need... Also, if we can, we should probably help out as many people as we can. Within, Nightstone couldn't help but growl a little bit, saying, I know. You don't want anybody outside of me being on your back. I get that. But it's our dude, but we're trying to become heroes, remember, buddy? We gotta help as many people as we can, right? Within, Nightstone couldn't help but growling that of annoyance. Before then, he gives off that of a roar that seemed like that of a scoff before listening to his controller. Within, as Nightstone was about to run off, within soon, he hears somebody screaming, help! Somebody help me! Within, looking back, seeing that of a girl trapped under rubble and debris, as she trying to move, but it looks like she can't. Within soon, Izuku saying, "Stop, Nightstone!" Within, Nightstone stops, looking back at his controller saying, I know, but there's that girl, we need to..." Within, realizing that that Nightstone isn't strong enough to take down the Zero Pointer. I mean, possibly he would be able to bring it down after at least a few attacks, but doing so would have drained Nightstone of his energy, and he can't have that. He needs Nightstone to work as much as he can. Within, realizing, damn it, I guess I got no choice. Within, getting off of Nightstone, as Nightstone looking confused on wondering why Izuku got off his back, before placing his hand on that of his head, before saying, "Nightstone, remember what I said about saving as many people as you can. Continue doing that, even without me." Within, Nightstone completely shocked, as seeing that of the massive rodent beast-like Monsuno, couldn't help but say, you got this. I believe in you. Just let me handle this, and you do the most important part, okay?" Within, soon, Nightstone couldn't help but roar before running off, trying to see if there's any other people that need help. Within, soon, seeing that of the Zero Pointer, before he still has that of Nightstone's core in his right hand, before putting in his left hand and pulling out that of Locke's core, before saying, I need a better shot. Guess I got no choice. I'm wondering, since I never really register this after all, hope it's not illegal. Within, bringing out that of his launcher, before putting Locke's core in the launcher slot, before a red aim dot aims for that of a building, then saying, "Locke, launch!" Within, Locke being sent flying at that of more blinding speeds than that of Izuku just launching it by himself. Just as Izuku said before about using a launcher. Within, soon, in that of a bright light, Locke comes out of his core, unleashing that of a powerful roar. Within, soon, Izuku giving out orders saying, "Locke, save that girl! And once you get her somewhere safe, destroy that robot! Give it everything you got!" Within, soon, Locke listening to his controller, not even disobeying one bit, before rushing to that of the brunette-haired girl, seeing the giant polar bear monster coming straight for her, as she couldn't help but scream in that of shock and fear. Before then, Locke, with barely even breaking a sweat, removes all the debris. Within, she's saying, "Wait, you..." Before grabbing her, putting that of her on his back. Before then, soon, seeing that of a perfect place to keep her safe, right next to that, basically, right next to Izuku. Within, she's saying, "Wait, what are you..." As running towards Izuku and basically lowering her down, as Izuku grabbed her, saying, "Are you okay?" Within saying, "Ow, my ankle is sprained," saying, "I see." Within, soon, Locke getting back up, having that of a look of pure and utter rage at that of the Zero Pointer, before roaring at blinding speeds, heading straight for the Zero Pointer. Within, soon, Izuku saying, "You got this, Locke. Bring it down with everything you got. Locke, Jaw of Light!" After hearing his controller's orders, Locke basically jumps up into the air, opens up his mouth, before then a bright light comes out, and as it soon engulfs that of the Zero Pointer's upper torso, destroying both the body and the head, as the light was so powerful that you could basically see it from that of other battle zones as well. With Bakugo basically seeing this saying, "What the actual hell is that? Somebody trying to outshine me? Who the hell has the balls to do that?" Within soon, another young man, as he having that of a raven bird head. Within, as that of a shadow-like entity coming out of his gut, with then saying, "Such bright light," as the dark-like entity saying, "Too bright," with then soon. However, in the mining room, on the other hand, both President Mike and Aizawa couldn't help but look in complete and total shock and bewilderment, with President Mike saying, "Shota," but then saying, "Yeah, isn't she? That's Locke, isn't it, right?" Saying, "Yep." Giant polar bear, big armor on his chest, blue crystal spikes coming out of his back and arms. Yep. Why is he here? With then saying, "I couldn't tell you that for the life of me." With then soon, the 0-pointer, upper half completely and utterly destroyed, as what's remaining of its parts basically fall to that of the streets, with his arms limply destroyed and that of the treads stopping in place, as Locke goes back down to the ground, creating that of a small crater, before then giving off that of a powerful roar of victory. With then soon, all the other participants who saw this couldn't help but be completely and utterly shocked on what they just saw. However, it wasn't just seen in that of UA, it was also seen in the area of where UA is in the entrance exam, as even you couldn't help but saw that the Locke's jaw of light saying, "Whoa, just whoa, what the hell is going on?" And it wasn't just that of and it wasn't just those at Masafu as well. Certain people saw the jaw of light, but not from that of a distance, but from that of a screen as well, and radio signature too, as a man with that of spiky black hair and that of a beard saying, "Ma'am, we were able to find that of high levels of Monsuno energy, and it's coming straight from that of UA high." Within that of a woman wearing that of a military uniform and in her hands a riding crop, unable to see her face, saying, "It seems even UA isn't safe from that of Monsuno's. Pity. And I was really hoping that Nezu would basically keep out of this issues of ours. But it seems something has basically just landed in his doorstep. Best to take care of this before it becomes a problem for us." With then soon saying, "I'm sending you and that of Lieutenant Ace," saying, "Ma'am, me and my team can handle this. You don't. I'm giving you an order, Lieutenant Trey. Don't make me regret it." Do I make myself clear? Saying, "Yes, Director Charlemagne." As now seeing that of the woman herself, as she's quite that of a mature woman, as surprisingly the military uniform shows off quite a bit of her curves, with that of her as even having that of beautiful blonde short hair, as she has a look of pure seriousness. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, as you guys like this part, this is going to be possibly the last part I do for a while now. I want to work on that of the other scripts for this series, to be honest. If it does well, I'll still continue it going. If not, well, then you guys know what's going to happen. I got some other what ifs I need to release so I can get my revenue back up. But after that, everything's back to order, hopefully. But like I said, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos on the channel. If YouTube even gives you a notification at all, or even a recommendation. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care. Do your thing, Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. with that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!